Hello, I should be here now. I think. I hope you guys can hear me. What's going on, everybody? But I gotta get like the chat up. I gotta do. I gotta like organize this a little bit. Okay, I'll put this here. Where can I put the chat that I can still see it? I'll put it here for now. Okay, hello everyone. What's up? Oh, how's it going? Good morning, gamers. We're here for the weekly sip. I know I haven't done much of these recently, and it might come as a short disappointment to you, but I will probably have to go less time than normal. Just because I want to write tomorrow's script before I do Arch's RP. Those of you who don't know, I'm in an RP on Arch Warhammer's channel. He has a new channel. It's called the Archcast. We're doing an all Skaven Warhammer RP. So I might go for an hour, maybe a little bit more today. You know how it is, right? I gotta like adjust. Man, I tried to like. Maybe I just don't understand how microphones work, but I tried to get myself a decent preamp. But it seemed to make my setup worse. Everyone says get a preamp, get a preamp. When you have the Shure is it what's my mic called? The Shure 87 or something? Let me see. Shure mic. Yeah, the Shure SM7B. Yeah. When you have this mic, everyone says get a preamp. And I'm like, okay. I got a preamp, but it sucks. It fucking sucks. Maybe I just don't know how to like configure it, but it made everything like hyper quiet, and I had to turn it up to hear it, and then it was like all fuzzy. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. I seem to sound okay though, right? Hopefully. Did I hear that Ethan Ralph tried to kill someone? What the what? I know he got into like a slap fight, but did he actually try to kill somebody? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What? There's no fucking way. I don't believe this. Is there proof of this, guys? Yeah, citation fucking needed on this one. You think it would be on? Do you think it would be on Kiwi Farms or something, eh? I'm scrolling here a little bit. I can't find anything. Shit, man. Wait, test what things? Oh, my mic audio. Well, I'm testing it right now. Anyway, maybe I just don't know how preamps work. Like I was under the impression that a preamp boosted your gain, but it seemed to make everything so quiet, like the mic was unusable. I just don't see the point of it. Like I don't like how the kind of problems that I have with this one sometimes, but it's better than okay. It's all over Kiwi. He said he wants to kill PPP. Jesus Christ. Okay, you'll need to like send me a link to that in Discord or something. All right, dude. Looks like shit. I can't find it, but shit, that sounds wild. Okay, so when it comes to this microphone, if you're like just slightly off to the side like this, it sounds significantly worse, eh? You know what I mean? Like if you it's a really great podcasting mic, but for some reason, unless you're like directly speaking into it, it's very it doesn't pick up anything. And people say, get a preamp. I got a preamp and made it worse. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or like what. Thanks for the $5, George. New Dune. Excited and terrified equally. Thoughts? Mostly terrified. I don't trust remakes anymore. I was using the dynamite. It's literally like a stick. It looks like a stick of dynamite, and it's like a red thing that you stick in between. Yeah. Here, I'll see if I can find it. Amazon.com. Dynamite preamp. Yeah. Here, I'll drop it in the chat. Here it is. I was using this thing. I just put it in the chat there. Ethan Ralph threatens to stab PvP in the throat when he sees him. Jesus fucking great. What the fuck happened to Ralph, man? Like during the Gamergate days, he was a bit rowdy, but he wasn't like a self-destructive fucking alcoholic meth head. Christ, dude. The preamp is not going to solve that problem. It's unidirectional. Keep the room noise out. Okay, fair enough. Just that you have to like really get close to it to make it pick up your voice. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's kind of a problem if you like have it, where it should be, which is where a keyboard should be. So if you're like using the mic and also playing a game or doing something on your computer, it interferes. I was indeed sending it Phantom Power. Actually, you know what? I haven't like advertised this on Discord yet, so maybe I will. Copy. Discord. I'm on too many servers. I want the SIP to be weekly, but it hasn't been recently. Here. The weekly SIP is up. I gotta fix my bots. Do we accept human instrumentality and return to soup or remain monkey? Always remain monkey. Always. Recommended a cloud lifter. What is the difference between the cloud lifter and the dynamite anyway? Because I hear a lot of good things with the dynamite. The monthly sip. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it weekly. That's why Zenchan was quite doing some Nautica. No. We use different mics on Game Boomers. We have lav mics. Enjoy the last of my Google monies. Now they add GST. Well, thank you very much, George. Thank you. I appreciate it for the donations. So you said that this is a unidirectional mic. I'm gonna scroll up here a little bit. Unidirectional? Yeah. Now I kind of want to look up. I used AT Pro 70s on Game Boomers. Unidirectional? Oh, it has like a unidirectional mode. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry, just satisfying my curiosity. What does the other end of the XLR go into? Oh, it goes into a soundboard. I have a Behringer soundboard that goes into. And you know what? This sounds good enough, right? Hey, Soup Visual. What's up? Like, this sounds good enough, does it not? You can still hear me. You can hear my sniffles. So, I should probably announce a few things. One, I'm sorry about the lack of videos. I've been working. I'm doing a video on the pros and cons of anonymity, and that will probably drop in the next day or two. Can you hear my air conditioner, by the way? So it's currently pumping. Does Canada accept freedom coins? Are you still working out that name for your show with Lilith? We're gonna call the Lilith show the Tubcast. And yes, I do accept Freedom Coins. Thank you very much, Steven. Appreciated. So, oh yeah, the thing with Lilith, once Lilith moves into her new house and everything's settled, we actually might start streaming the Tubcast. It'll be like a Wednesday afternoon stream. I don't want to. Like, we talked about Sunday, but I didn't want to interfere with Adam and Sitch. They have like a good thing going. But if we do like Wednesday afternoon / early Wednesday evening, just a weekly Devin Lilith thing, that would actually be quite cool. Yeah, I'm definitely turning down the water sound on the Tubcast next time we do it. I'm gonna get like that was that I grabbed that one and it was a Roman bath, and so it had water and it had fire. But the problem was about an hour and so into it, like the fire starts really ramping up. No, about like a half an hour into it, the fire just gets really overbearingly loud. I'm gonna get a different sound effect, a different ASMR. I will be accepting guest appearances on the Tubcast. Yes. Tim Pool rant against anonymity on Twitter. I remember seeing that. Yeah. The thing is, I have heard, okay. I heard Destiny give this take, and he said something like, "Man, if you're gonna come on here and like try to get me canceled and try to like completely fuck with me and like destroy my channel, get me kicked off of Twitch, destroy my life, and you're gonna like sit there and be like, I should have the right to be anonymous." It's like he's like, "Fuck you." It's like, okay, I can see how like I don't agree, but I can see his position where it's like I can see why you'd be pissed. I mean, think about it, right? It kind of makes sense. If somebody else has the right to be anonymous and yet you're expected to have everything just stuck to you for the rest of your fucking life, it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? But I will figure things out. I have a pretty decent idea on why being anonymous is a good thing. Yeah. It is your mic. You have a cardioid mic. You need an omnidirectional microphone. Well, the thing is, I don't want an omnidirectional microphone. Like, do I want you guys to be able to hear the air conditioner in the background? No. Do I want you guys to be able to hear if like Naomi comes in the room and like slams the door? Probably not. You know, I don't mind having a single direction mic because I'm just sitting here in the chair, right? Dev compliments Destiny. Take a shot. Let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. Let's see what we can do. Just give me a second here, okay? I'm gonna organize. Okay. Okay. Just give me a moment. You people sold your privacy for fame. You can't have both. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, agreed. Yes, I like this mic. I don't want to buy another one. Thank you, but I don't want to buy another one. Yes, of course people should be allowed to be anonymous. Like it's a dumb thing to think that you shouldn't, you know? Here, let's go. I want to show you a couple things here real quick. All right? Um Before we start the show, if you want to join the $5 club, you can give a recurring $5 donation to any of these sources. Patreon, Subscribestar, the YouTube memberships button, or the sub button on my Game Boomers gaming Twitch channel. Or what you can do is give $100 to PayPal, a one-time 100 US donation to my PayPal, and that'll get you into the $5 club for life. So those are your two options if you want to be in the $5 club. If you want to send me packages that I will open on stream, there is my PO box. I am reading them, yes, of course. You have a great vocal mic. You want unidirectional. Getting a tube preamp is a good idea, but you sound fine. Well, Andrew Mooney, okay, people keep saying getting a preamp is a good idea. I got a preamp. I plugged it in. It lowered the volume of everything to the point that you could barely hear me. And when I cranked the volume as much as I could, there was a fuzzing in the background. It I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to do, but it didn't do it. It made my quality like unbearably worse getting a preamp. it's cheaper and better than what you have and will suit you. Well, I already have this one, Yiz. Like, what am I supposed to do? I've had it for like a year now. I can't return it. And this honestly suits my needs. Like, you guys can hear me. I don't sound ridiculous, do I? It sounds to me like Deb's phantom power didn't work. It's possible, but like, this thing has a phantom power button and it was on. What mic? The preamp was the Dynamite, and the mic is the Shure 7B, whatever it is. Hold on, I'm just gonna turn my light on here. Hold on. I'm gonna looking over my thing. This thing definitely gives phantom power. Phantom power was on. There's a little button for it, and it was on. I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't sound more ridiculous than usual. If you want to buy a Mouse Superior mic, he's going to want a subwoofer. Thanks for the $5, Steven. Well, I guess I don't know. You know what? Enough mic nonsense. If you guys have suggestions as to why it didn't work, you can always like DM me, and I will look at it. DM me on Discord, okay? But I'd like to move on with the show. So, let's go. There's all the support things if you want to support. And let's do this. First things first, I have a few quick shills to do. All right. I toured on stream last night the SFO Community Minecraft server. Just in case you want to see it real quick. We did like a 4-hour stream last night if you guys missed it. And we looked at everyone's builds. Oh yeah, sorry, I logged out here. We looked at everyone's builds. We did a bunch of fun stuff. And so one thing that you do, if you donate to my channel, you are basically helping with the maintenance of keeping this server up and running. So the IP is in the description of my channel if you want to come on and play. It's in my Discord. Anyone's welcome. So come on in if you like. Here's Naomi intruding on... Naomi, no femoids allowed. Naomi. Ow! Naomi, what are you doing? Bye. See, that's what happens, guys. That's why you gotta talk about mics. So anyway. Oh yeah, this was my Trump tower, but it got turned into Biden tower when Trump lost. But yeah, so basically, if you want to join the SFO Minecraft server, here it is. All right. And it's free to join, but when you donate, you help keep it running. Femoid's bad. Hit him harder, Naomi. All right, so that's enough of that. I did this. I toured this last night on Game Boomers. So hey, another reason to watch it. We actually got like 110 people on Game Boomers last night. It was nice. Okay. So, also, everyone should follow this account on Twitter. Airplay. The Airplay documentary, okay? This guy is running until August 15th an Indiegogo to fund his documentary, okay? I think yeah, he's aiming for $8,639 for some reason, and he's raised $560. So basically, what he wants to do is he wants to do a documentary on Gamergate. So for those of you who were around back then, you know what it was like. Those of you who weren't around back then, and you want to know, you want to actually have an accurate idea of what happened. This is something that you should be following, and if possible, be donating to see if it to make it, to ensure it comes to fruition. And like on the one hand, it's important to like a documentary. Okay, one, a documentary is a good idea. Two, it's important to get out there what actually happened, because it's kind of like, it's strange. I'm old enough now that I still like perfectly remember it, even though it was 7 years ago. I remember every story beat, but like people today twist it out of proportion so much. But most importantly of all, the Surfs, the commie channel, the Surfs, they're also doing a Gamergate documentary, and you have to know that they're not going to do anything in good faith. They're not going to do anything accurately. So it is important that the liberal side of that argument actually get its position out. Abusement Park for 5, thank you. Yo, Dev, I saw you in my Atlantean Dome in Chalkington. I just graduated Navy boot camp a few days ago, and I'm looking forward to watching your backlog. Well, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Abusement Park. Yes, we did check out your underwater little location there, man. There was an underwater place, and there was also a dome in another town, in Hannah's town. Yeah, there were 2 domes we went into. I don't know which one was yours, but yes, we were. And thanks very much. So yeah, if this sort of thing interests you, I would recommend that you support the Airplay guys as they make a documentary about this stuff. Because I don't know if you know, but the SPJ Airplay, like that organization, that was basically a thing from the Society of Professional Journalists looking into Gamergate before it all got swept under the rug. So yes, I would recommend that you check this out. So we should actually check out. Oh God, hold on. Oh God. Okay, the first couple things that I have. Red Sings the Blues, $5. Thank you. Donation, I suppose. Sent you an email to interview you. Hope you can schedule that. Last video was amazing. Yeah, we'll figure it out, man. Just make sure I don't forget. Like, if I don't reply, don't worry. It's just usually me being an idiot. Okay? Just bug me until I remember. Okay. So. The first few things, I might have to like take the screen away for. Okay. Atlanta strippers have been doing a voting ad. Oh God. Okay. I'm going to take the screen away but we are going to listen to it, all right? We are going to listen to it. Okay. Here we go.
Not to go after dirty cops. Do you know who elects the DA? We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools?
Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened?
It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
Then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote.
This is like actually kind of disgusting.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to
getYourBootyToThePoll.com.
Oh my fucking God. Hold on. I got to pause it on a non... so I can actually show on YouTube.
First black mayor.
Okay, fucking stop. Okay. I can actually show this on YouTube. Okay. Holy fuck. I guess that's how you get votes, eh? I guess that's how it works. Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta take away the screen again. Because in the same way... Hold on. No, just wait. No, I don't. Not yet. Okay. In a similar vein, a half-naked woman smashes up 2 Florida restaurants and battles the cops. Tina Kindred, A 53-year-old Florida woman, of course, is accused of wreaking havoc at a local eatery last week and then raising hell at an Outback Steakhouse, where she went naked, tossed liquor bottles, and acted crazy. She was an out-of-control topless woman at Mojo's restaurant, pounding on the tables and even flipped over a few before allegedly trying to get into a customer's car. When the cops arrived, she was in an automobile that she was said to have been driving recklessly. Holy fuck, dude. look at that fucking face, dude. Yep. While police were en route to that restaurant, first responders got a call about a woman behaving in a similar fashion at an Outback Steakhouse just down the road. When law enforcement officers arrived, there was shattered glass in the eatery's bar, and she was holding a liquor bottle, which she hurled at the cops. She then threw two more, one of which hit an officer's arm and got him wet. Arresting officers said they used tasers to bring down the enraged woman. So, she had THC. Okay, yeah, of course she fucking had THC in her system. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, so I have a video of this, but I can't show it to you. But we will listen to it, and I will try to describe it, okay? She's very naked in this video. I cannot play it, but listen in.
Ma'am, please. Please get down.
She's naked. She's naked on top of the bar, throwing tons of wine bottles. Oh my god, she's just tossing everything. Oh my god. Here, I'll post it in the chat if you want to see it. Jesus Christ. She's wearing nothing but flip-flops. Okay, just switched. The cops are confronting her now. She's throwing shit at the cops. When I let it flow. Oh, she just got tasered. Holy fuck.
On your stomach, you're gonna get again. On your stomach, you're gonna get.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, whenever I see... Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the screen. Whenever I hear, like, anarchists of any flavor tell me that the cops aren't necessary, they've never been to fucking Florida. Holy fuck, dude. Alright, what's next? Raw chicken, moldy bread, and metal shavings. The disgusting meals which have hospitalized Michigan's National Guard in D.C., causing state lawmakers to demand a new food vendor be brought in. What the fuck, dude? More than a dozen soldiers have become ill, with some serious enough to be hospitalized after being given undercooked and contaminated food. Contaminated with metal shavings? Soldiers have blown the whistle on the subpar food by sharing photos of pink chicken, uncooked beef, and moldy food online. One staff sergeant reveals dozens of meals had to be thrown out when metal shavings were found inside. Group of lawmakers demanding a new food vendor be brought in. Yep. Holy shit, dude. Been forced to eat raw chicken, moldy bread, and meals containing metal shavings. Fuck. Okay. Raw chicken and moldy bread can be like incompetence or whatever. Metal shavings, that has to be deliberate. There's got to be somebody doing that shit, you know? Fuck. Thanks, Ravinu, for the $5. Don't worry about being late. This will be on YouTube, man. But thank you. Holy fuck. A group of bipartisan lawmakers are now demanding a new food vendors brought in or for the troops to be given a daily allowance to buy their own food. Some are calling for the guard members to be sent home altogether. Wild, dude. I'm reading these links even though some of them are a couple months old because I have no use for them in anything other than a video like this. So this isn't news, this is olds. Fuck, dude. This is unacceptable. Like it's unacceptable for anybody, but it seems to be like even more so when you're feeding troops, people who are meant to protect you, you know? Like fucking hell. All right. Speaking of food, the court rules that Subway sandwiches are too sugary to meet the legal definition of bread. All right. Ireland's highest court isn't sweet on tax breaks for footlongs. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. The country's Supreme Court ruled that the... Oops, I just hit something accidentally. I didn't break that. Yeah. The country's Supreme Court ruled that the starch used in Subway sandwiches is too sugary to meet the definition of bread. A legal distinction that would have saved the firm some dough. Ah ha ha ha. In deciding whether to give the fast food chain a tax break, I'm gonna read the super chats after the stream. Okay. In deciding whether to give the fast food chain a tax break for serving a staple food item, the 5-judge panel ruled that the bread sugar to flour content is roughly 5 times too high to qualify. Holy fuck, dude, that's a lot of sugar. The weight of sugar and fat in a bread product must not be more than 2% of the total weight of flour in the product. But the dough baked for Subway sandwiches has a sugar content of roughly 10%. Fucking hell. Damn, dude. Too much sugar to contain to meet the legal definition of bread. In the same vein, this came out recently. Subway's tuna sandwiches were tested again. No tuna DNA was found. What the fuck is in the Subway sandwich, in the Subway tuna sandwich if it's not tuna? Two women filed a lawsuit against Subway alleging that the Connecticut-based sandwich chain's tuna sandwiches and wraps don't contain any actual tuna. The Washington Post reported that their attorney purchased tuna sandwiches from multiple Subway locations in California and then submitted the fish in question to an independent lab for testing. Although the attorney declined to discuss the exact details with the Post, she did say that the test revealed that the sandwich filler was not tuna and it was not fish. It was a mixture of various concoctions that do not constitute tuna, yet have been blended together by defendants to imitate the appearance of tuna. What the fuck is it then? Subway delivers 100% cooked tuna to its restaurant, which is mixed with mayonnaise and used in freshly made sandwiches, wraps, and salads. I wonder if, 100% cooked tuna is, a phrase that they use to refer to just, I don't know, algae paste or something. Oh, yeah, dude. Subway's not healthy. Subway, the whole Jared thing, no. Dev, this video's on YouTube. Yeah, I know. Is that what's wrong? Are you okay? Did I do something wrong, Torbar? Tuna was your favorite Subway sandwich? Well, I am an eternal child, and so my favorite Subway sandwich was the meatball, always. Anyway, New York Times reporter followed up on the claims and sent more than 60 inches worth of Subway tuna sandwiches to a commercial food testing lab. So let's see. She ordered plain tuna sandwiches, no cheese, dressing, or extra veggies, scraped the tuna into plastic baggies, froze it, and then shipped it off to be DNA tested. No amplifiable tuna DNA was present in the sample, so we obtained no amplification products from the DNA. Therefore, we cannot identify the species. Either the tuna had been so heavily processed that the species couldn't be identified, or it just wasn't tuna. Cooking the fish could have denatured its DNA. So that's okay. It's possible that maybe who knows? Who knows, right? Meatball, my husband's favorite from Subway too. Meatball Gang. You see, Meatball Gang and Meat Lovers Pizza and chocolate shakes. That's how it is. Crazy. Fuck Subway, dude. In the Middle Ages, anti-blackness and transphobia existed and intersected in complex ways. Understanding how they existed in the Byzantine Empire can help us to understand the roots of these ideologies of hatred today. So, newsflash, guys. The Middle Ages wasn't woke. I wonder if you needed like a whole ass article to learn this. All right, let's fucking look at it. Anti-blackness and transphobia are older than we thought. In the Byzantine Empire, ideas of race and gender were deeply intertwined. Shit, dude. When did racism begin? Asks Roland Betancourt. Look at this fucker. Oh, you can't really see it, but he looks like a card carrying soy boy. Because of how ideas about race shape our contemporary world. Some have argued that racism did not exist in the ancient and medieval worlds, that it was a modern invention. Proposing that there was a past before racism helped prop up the notions that Americans were living in a post-racial present in the decades after the Civil Rights Movement. But nothing could be further from the truth. More than just race thinking and varied forms of racialized prejudices, the ancient and medieval world provide us with a deep legacy of anti-blackness. Okay, so the concept of black, like capital B black, did not exist in the ancient and medieval world. Because this is something that Yiz and I have talked about a couple times. The whole idea of the black subculture in America is that you have a bunch of slaves who were ripped from their actual culture, from wherever it was that their family came from in Africa, and they were stripped of that culture, and now they only have the culture that they have inherited as being descended from slaves. So the ethnicity of like American black is its own thing, separate from the cultural tales that are told that people are told when growing up when they come from Africa. This is why, you know, an African American is culturally very different from an African, right? So you can't have anti-blackness with a capital B, because this ethnicity, you know, this this didn't exist. Okay. This history of anti-blackness has not only defined modern racism as we know it, but also shaped how gender and sexuality have been explained and represented for centuries. Remembering this longer history of racism and transphobia. Where's the transphobia come in? Like, you've only mentioned race at this point. Okay. Recognizing anti-blackness in the deep past. Yeah, you know what? The past probably was anti-black, because capital B black didn't exist back then, so it had to be inherently anti, I guess, right? So anti that they didn't exist. Recognizing anti-blackness in the deep past, particularly in the Christian Middle Ages, allows us to better understand how colorist prejudices were racialized and transmitted from ancient Greece and Rome to the modern Western world. Throughout this period, Christianity attempted to position itself as a new race or group of people that transcended ethnic categories and civilizations by proselytizing across the known world from India to Ethiopia. I don't know why you're complaining about this, because that is literally what Muslims are trying to do now, and you have fully accepted that. Okay. The Byzantine Empire, or more accurately, the medieval Roman Empire, controlled the eastern Mediterranean from 330 to 1453, with its capital in Constantinople. Constantinople was the envy of the Western world, cosmopolitan center at the crossroads of the Mediterranean, Eastern Empire, and Asia. Blah, 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 blah. European visitors to Constantinople often remarked on the city's racial diversity and commented on the darker skin of its emperors and peoples. Surprisingly, But Byzantine sources were often silent on this racialized difference, potentially taking it for granted in their cosmopolitan empire. Yet while Byzantines were not white in the eyes of their European neighbors, they also privileged whiteness in their descriptions of feminine beauty and often contoured their own identity through a prism of anti-blackness. How in the fuck would you know this? Like, did you live back then, dude? Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Hi. Just say hi, Naomi. You don't gotta be quiet. They can hear your door squeak.
Hi.
Sorry, guys. The femoids are interrupting the stream. Sorry. Ow! Ow! Why are you hitting me? Jesus, Naomi. Anyway, this article is actually not that interesting in the middle of it, but by the end we get to some nonsense. Like here, let's get to the trans section. All right, here we go. Some unique tales of transgender saints from the 5th to 9th centuries provided a vivid illustration of how these identities intersect. These saints had been assigned female at birth, but lived out their lives as men in male monastic communities. Across their stories, we read how their bodies changed over the years, with their breasts withering, the cessation of menstruation, and their skin gaining a darker and coarse complexion. One trans monk's former husband did not even recognize his former wife because he appeared as just an Ethiopian. Part of affirming the male gender of these trans monks involved articulating a transformation in skin color. I mean, that could just be getting a tan, right? But also, it seems like this article could really be used to like justify transracialism. And yeah, they meant Egyptians, Syrians, and Anatolians, not Africans. Yeah, man. All right. Anyway, there's a you know what this article honestly is. It's just a lot of reading of historical texts and of the Bible with like a very specific lens that like focuses in. Like you know how there's like a part of the Bible where it says that God is neither male nor female because he's God. They're like, God's trans then, right? And it's like, oh, shut up, stop trying to make it a modern thing. And also, why do you care? You don't even believe in it. Steven, thank you for the joining of the $5 club. Link up your Discord with your YouTube account and the bot will put you in. They weren't transgender. Yeah, I know. They're just saying bullshit. It's just fucking cope. Yeah. It is in these rich and nuanced crossings of gender, sexuality, and race that the Middle Ages can productively shatter many of our preconceptions, and also make us aware of the deep and interlaced histories of racism and transphobia. Across history, racializing peoples as others often went far beyond epidermal, psychonomic, or genetic markers of race alone. Accurately understanding the complex and intertwined history of these ideas is key to understanding our world where racism... Okay, you know what? This unironically reads like an essay that I could have written in my first year university. Like, I had the same writing style as this, too, and said all the same bullshit. I mean, you had to if you wanted to pass, right? Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Also, hold on. They're equating eunuchs with trans people. If you were to do that today, like in a non-woke sense, you'd be fucking crucified. All right. Let's move on from this nonsense. Let's go. Okay. Anchorage dentist who defrauded Medicaid and extracted patient tooth while riding his hoverboard has been sentenced to prison. Okay. No, it's not a parody. That is not a parody. This is on Washington Post, dude. This is a real article written by Roland Betancourt. Who the fuck is Roland Betancourt? Let's take a look. Who's this fucker? Now, this guy he's a professor of art history at University of California, Irvine. No, this guy, he's he or they on Twitter. This guy's the real deal. Okay, anyway. This article is basically about Adam Friended's extreme fear of dentists. Anchorage dentist who defrauded Medicaid and extracted a tooth while riding a hoverboard has been sentenced to prison. This guy sounds like a baller. Seth Lookhart was captured on video extracting the tooth from an unconscious patient. He nearly killed several patients by frequently sedating them for extended periods of time. Holy fuck. He was found guilty by a jury on 46 charges, including Medicaid fraud, embezzlement, reckless endangerment, and unlawful dental acts. He formerly worked at Alaska Dental Arts in 2015, but he bought the business next year and changed its name to Clear Creek Dental. Wait, is this the video? Oh, it's a picture of it. So wait, he was riding the hoverboard while taking the tooth out. In a video recorded on a cell phone, the dentist can be seen standing over an unconscious patient and pulling her tooth while riding a hoverboard. He then rode into the hall with his hands over his head and spun around. Dude, this guy's awesome. I want him as my dentist. Sedate me. Another patient testified about having 4 teeth removed without his permission. Holy fuck. His dental license was suspended in 2017 after the charges were filed. But he will not be allowed to practice medicine during his 10-year probation following release from prison. He had to pay $2.2 million in restitution for the fraud and embezzlement. Holy fuck. Yeah. Lookhart also allowed another person who is not a licensed dentist to extract a patient's tooth. Wow. You know what? If there is one thing that social media has done that's like fucking awful, it has made it so that you should pull it incentivizes pulling pranks like this. Like when they really shouldn't be pulled, like for example during dentist operation, so that you can get like a cool video to upload to Live Leak and get like 1 million views. You know what I mean? Like this kind of nonsense has only been amplified. But he's gonna pay for it, so fuck him. Oh yeah, watch. LGBTQ XYZ pimping sixth grade teacher in Springfield bullies boy who asked why straight kids weren't allowed to have her unicorn cupcakes. Teacher screams that the student is ignorant, a straight jerk, weasel, dip, and butthead. So this teacher wanted to only give unicorn cupcakes to LGBT kids. Okay, let's listen to this. Let's listen. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my my headphones here. Here we go.
But just because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people, or Irish people, or ignorant people.
Jesus.
Never said it was like that.
Okay.
Just said he did. No word.
Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight jerk?
Yes.
All right, come here. Get
Yes,
a straight jerk
Chad.
cupcake.
Yes.
For being a pill.
I'm just trying to be annoying.
You are annoying. You were very successful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What a dip.
Holy fuck, dude.
A dip. Like a dipstick, a butthead, a weasel. A weasel. Pain in my butt. This summer is LGBTQ month, and I'm not gonna see you, so I want to give you something. Thank you. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome to a unicorn cupcake.
Everybody? Are you sure?
Enough for the people that wanted them.
Wow, dude.
But just because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I like that Chad, yes. And she was mad as fuck. You know what? The kids are alright. The kids are alright. There's a lot of nonsense in schools right now. I'm sure some people will come out of it, like, indoctrinated. But there is definitely enough kids out there who are just like... You know what? Kids, in some way, kids are, like, contrarian. They will do what you don't want them to do just because you want them to do it. And sometimes that's good. Naomi, what's that look for? Naomi?
You.
That's not me.
You.
I'm not just a contrarian.
Means you're a child.
Fuck off. But no, like kids like to rebel. So if the monoculture is social justice nonsense, a lot of kids will just be like, no, And, good for them. Let's keep going. After 30 plus years, an iconic Hong Kong bakery in Toronto's Chinatown closes. That's right. This is a place that I've gone to several times. The Farama Cake and Desserts Garden. Closed by COVID. R.I.P. Yeah. They had good stuff there, man. This is more just for me than actual news. It's just that COVID's killing a lot of small businesses. And I have gone to this one quite a few times over the years. R.I.P. Oh yeah, this shit. This came from Lo Ping's Twitter. Fucking hell. I'm not going to jail. What's your next move? Smug text from a mother who walked free after bashing her 8-month-old with a cooking spoon. The toddler will need years of therapy. A mother who bashed her toddler so badly she had to be hospitalized has boasted about not being jailed and surviving a storm of social media outrage. Lauren Norman was last week given a suspended jail sentence for a horrific attack in which she abused her 8-month-old daughter with a kitchen serving spoon. In a text message she sent by Norman to her former partner after being sentenced, she said, "So I'm not going to jail. What's your next move? I'll send you photos in October. Cute family photos of myself, Indy, Evie, my sister, her partner, and my nephew Hudson. Even with everyone on social media against me, I still made it. And I'll be having part custody within a year." Holy fuck, dude. Like, I know that there's a lot of people who don't want to admit it, especially on the left, but child custody cases are way too biased in favor of women right now, which allows absolutely terrible women like this to literally beat the shit out of their kids and then get nothing for it. Pull out the wood chipper, boys. It's feeding time. Yeah, this is fucking awful, dude. Holy fuck. Jesus. Like, look at that kid. Christ. Oh yeah, if it were a guy, that guy would be like strung up by his balls. You know? They're not even married. He just had a kid with her. I'll read all super chats at the end, okay, guys? But thank you for them. Thank you. All right. Are you like disgusted too?
I think that she should go to jail. That all the other jailmates should murder her, just like they do with like child molesters and whatnot.
Yeah. Fucking hell. All right, what's this one? What else do I got here? Oh yeah, this is an older one, but I still want to talk about it. Trump wanted to rip open his shirt to show a Superman t-shirt when leaving the hospital after he got COVID. That's fucking hilarious. Can you imagine? He just like walks out and just like opens his shirt. Yeah, Superman. Trump shared the idea of appearing frail when he emerged from the facility and then exposing the Superman t-shirt underneath his top layer. He should have done it. He should have trolled his way. He should have trolled. He should have trolled his way out of there. And actually, here I bring this up because I actually have a more contemporary Trump story to tell you. Seething Donald Trump fumed. How am I losing to a mental retard when he was shown the Biden polls? I can actually picture it. I can picture Trump like sitting there in the Oval Office, just like, how the fuck is this retard actually destroying me? Like looking at like all the votes come in. That's funny. The angry comment was said to have been made early last year during a policy meeting when the former U.S. president vented his fury at his lack of popularity. I told Sargon this, and Sargon didn't believe me, but I told him this, and he should have believed me because I was right. Trump was doing well for 3 years. And then, after that, COVID happened. And enough people who are politically disengaged enough would blame would blame COVID on Trump, even though it's not really his fault because he was sitting in the chair. That's what happened with Obama, right? Like the crash hit, Obama was blamed. The 2008 or 2009 whatever recession. even though it wasn't necessarily Obama's fault, because he had just gotten in office, because he's the one sitting in the driver's seat, he got blamed. And I told Sargon didn't believe me. I told him, I was like, listen, Trump's probably going to lose, and it's going to be COVID. Even though it's unreasonable, it's going to be COVID that takes him down. So, a seething Donald Trump described his then rival Joe Biden as a mental retard when battling early losses in the polls. You know, I can see it. You guys have all been listening to Joe Biden talk, right? He's like, he's barely there. Jesus, he has to be led around by Kamala. Fuck. Anyway, it's honestly, there's not much to this. It's just really funny that I like the fact that Trump was kind of foul-mouthed. You know what I mean? Did you see the current poll from the Trafalgar Group that 1/3 of Democrats don't believe Biden's actually in control? Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and it was something like 11% of Republicans believe Biden, only believe that Biden's in control. Like most of them don't. It's fucked. Biden's not in control of anything right now. He's not even in control of his own bowels. All right. Sign outside former Ohio City hot dog shop blames millennials for its closure. Let's read this sign here. Dear millennials, this business was here for almost 100 years. Then you all came along. Thank you for ruining yet another thing in this neighborhood. How does it feel knowing every generation before you and after looks down on you? Just go away. Wow. This is some salt for having your business fail, huh? Fuck. R.I.P. And this is honestly probably another business shut down by COVID, you know? But they're getting salty about it because everything's millennials' fault. The racist legacy many birds carry. Naomi's like... She's like looking at this, she's like, what? The birding community faces a difficult debate about the names of species connected to enslavers, supremacists, and grave robbers. All right. Let's read this. Karina Newsom is a black ornithologist, as rare as some of the birds she studies. When she joined the group last year, the executive director called her hiring a first step to begin working to break down barriers so that people from all communities can fully enjoy birding and the outdoors. But overcoming these barriers will be daunting. As with the wider field of conservation, racism and colonialism are inevitably linked to its origin story. The challenge of how to move forward is roiling white ornithologists as they debate whether to change as many as 150 eponyms, names of birds that honor people with connections to slavery and supremacy. Okay, let's see if there's here we go. The Bachman's sparrow, Wallace's fruit dove, and other winged creatures bear the names of men who fought for the Southern cause, stole skulls from Indian graves for pseudoscientific studies that were later debunked, and bought and sold black people. Some of these men stoked violence and participated in it without consequence. Even John James Audubon's name is fraught in a nation embroiled in a racial reckoning. Long the most recognized figure in the North American birding for his detailed drawings of the continent species, he was also an enslaver who mocked abolitionists working to free black people. I'm very done with this erasure of the past. Yes, people who lived in the past did things that we consider now to be bad. You know, I don't know. Fuck. Morality advances in the same way that technology does. You can't expect people living in the past to have our same moral standard. There was we had to discover why slavery was bad before we even had a chance to stop doing it. You know what I mean? Fuck. I am deeply troubled by the racist actions of John James Audubon. No, you're not. It happened fucking 100 years ago or even more. No one is deeply troubled by that shit. And recognize how painful that legacy is for Black, Indigenous, and people of color who are part of our staff. Although we have begun to address this part of our history, we have a lot more to unpack. Okay. When she first wore her organization's work shirt, I felt like I was wearing the name of an oppressor, the name of somebody who enslaved my ancestors. Oh.
Fucking god.
She and other ornithologists of color deal with the added layers of discomfort while doing research. Alex Troutman, a black graduate student at Georgia Southern University, says he goes out of his way to smile and wave at every white passerby when he's in a marsh or field to appear as least threatening as possible and ease suspicions that he shouldn't be there. Nobody fucking looks at this like, oh my god, I wouldn't. Okay, if I was like out in a marsh and I saw a black guy in a marsh, I'd be like, there's a guy in a marsh. I wouldn't care. Fuck. Okay. Offensive eponyms compound that sense of not belonging. Despite professional and amateur birding groups' declared commitment to diversity, only 2 names have been discarded. We've only had a little bit of deconstruction of language, guys. We need more of it. The Townsend's warbler and the Townsend's solitaire still invoke John Kirk Townsend, whose journals detail his exploits in the traditional Native Americans' burial grounds in the West. Townsend, a Philadelphia-born ornithologist in the early 1800s, dug up and collected skulls for studies that sought to prove the inferiority of indigenous people. So I guess when, like, a black ornithologist sees a Townsend's warbler flying by, they have to, like, clutch their heart and drop to their knees a little bit, be like, oh, the racism. Fucking hell. This is ridiculous, dude. Fuck. Conservation has been driven by white patriarchy. This whole idea of calling something wilderness after you move people off of it or exterminate them, and then you get to take ownership. Okay.
Hashtag conservationism is bad. Kill all the trees.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Naomi. I guess that's what we're gonna do. No more conservation, guys. Fuck it. No more. If conservation is white patriarchy, we won't do it anymore. Let's just rape the whole planet. Okay, that's what we'll do. Fuck it, dude. Oh my god. Okay. In Honolulu, ornithologist Olivia Wang is equally harsh. She regards the honorifics that birds carry with disdain. They are a reminder that this field I work in was primarily developed and shaped by people not like me, who probably would have viewed me as lesser. They are also a reminder of how Western ornithology and natural exploration in general was often tied to a colonialist mindset of conquering and exploiting and claiming ownership of things, rather than learning from the humans who were already part of that ecosystem and had been living alongside the birds for lifetimes. Well, then why the fuck are you doing it? Like, okay, your name's Olivia Wang. Do you think that your people are indigenous to Honolulu? In Hawaii? Do you think you should be there dicking around with the birds and the nature? Or should you fuck off back to China, maybe, if we're going to use your logic? Like, these are not things that I would advocate for. But by your logic, you need to fuck off. It's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb, dude. Oh. Fuck. Jesus. Christ. Ranges from Western Canada to Mexico. Distinctive yellow throat. Named for John James Audubon, an enslaver. Dun dun dun. Let's get the fuck out of here. That's enough of this. Jesus. Okay. Ex-Blizzard boss Mike Morhaime founds new studio, Dreamhaven. Moonshot Games and Secret Door are Mike Morhaime's new studios under the Dreamhaven banner. So, Blizzard is currently fucking falling apart. Like, nobody likes Shadowlands. People are not really that interested in Burning Crusade Classic. Nobody cares about anything Blizzard does anymore. And the people who are behind Blizzard have made indie studios. So you know what? I'm not going to spend too much time on this article because it's just a bunch of, like, corporate fluff. But watch what Dreamhaven does. Let's see what they can produce. Oh, yeah. Poorly aged stuff. Okay. For those of you who don't know why this picture is funny, Drake Bell pleads guilty to child endangerment charges in Cleveland. Drake Bell, the former star of the popular Nickelodeon show Drake and Josh, pleaded guilty on Wednesday to charges relating to a girl who met him online and attended one of his concerts in 2017 when she was 15. He pleaded guilty via Zoom to felony attempted child endangerment and a misdemeanor charge of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. Now, I don't know what he did, but I mean, it's obviously, it doesn't seem to be any kind of like molestation thing, so I guess that's good. Bell had initially pleaded not guilty to charges earlier this month. Tyler Sinclair, a spokesperson for the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, said at the time the girls contacted Toronto Police in October 2018. Toronto authorities then contacted Cleveland Police, prompting an investigation. The attempted endangering children charge relates to the concert, where Bell violated his duty of care and created a risk of harm to the victim. But she didn't elaborate further. Okay. Bell and the girl had developed a relationship. She was 15, dude. Online several years prior to the concert. The disseminating harmful material charge concerns Bell having sent the girl inappropriate social media messages. That's a bit... I don't know about that. Like
200% was like...
What was...
very explicit sexting.
Could have been.
That's
but then
$10.
But then that would have been like... They would have had like obscenity in there. They didn't have this could be literally swearing at him, and it'd be like, listen, if I like post "fuck you" to a 15-year-old on Twitter, I shouldn't get charged for that. It's ridiculous. Now, if it's something sexual, yes, fuck this guy. Let's see. The sentencing range is probation to 2 years in prison. The girl, who is now an adult, will be allowed to give a victim impact statement at the sentencing. Damn. Fucking hell, dude. Black man led by mounted police while bound with a rope sues Texas City for one... What the fuck, dude? Thanks, Kibbs. I will not be late. Thank you. Okay.
Perspective on that controversial arrest
let me get my headphones
on here. Police officers on horseback.
Oh my God.
An African-American suspect through the streets of Galveston. And tonight, what you can now hear
Dude.
the officers saying on that body cam.
Look at this, look at this. A cop on horseback is leading a black man by like a leash. Fucking Texas, dude. Okay, listen. I know there are some people who say that racism is completely gone in the United States. No, it's fucking not. All right. I am not I am not the kind of guy who says racism is racism at everything that happens. That's bullshit. But also to pretend that this doesn't happen sometimes is also bullshit. Like, what the fuck is this?
ABC's Steve Osunsami.
This is not based. It's
Police
funny.
in Galveston, Texas,
It's funny, but it's not
who've
based.
Apologized to the man you see here being taken into custody are now releasing police
Like, the
body
fuck is
camera
this?
video of this August 3rd arrest that many are calling shameful. More than once, you hear the officers on horseback talk
Hey.
about how this is going to look.
The cops
as
sharing
they
a cop
tie rope
cars.
to the hands of their black
Yeah,
suspect
what
and
do
march
you
him
do
through
if
city
you're,
streets.
Like, a mounted policeman, but like there's no like car to back you up?
I'm glad you're not embarrassed, Mr. Neely.
43-year-old Donald Neely was
put him
living
on
on
the
the
back of you,
streets,
they
has a
might, like,
history
fuck
of
you up,
mental
put him on,
illness,
like, in
and
front
kept
of you,
showing
like,
up
fuck
at
up
an
a horse.
office
Yeah.
building wearing a welding mask.
You want to make him walk all the way back?
For reasons that still aren't clear, the two arresting officers didn't call for a squad car and instead walked the man through town, creating a scene that many find racially offensive.
Stay next to me, because I'm going to drag you if not. You have to stay next to me.
After nearly half an hour, a squad
I'm gonna
car
drag you.
finally arrives
Oh,
to take
of
Neely
course,
to
of course.
jail.
It's a white woman. Now I understand. No, this just seems fucking ridiculous to me. All right, I oh my fucking god, dude. Yeah, no shit. It's bad optics. No shit. Here's what you do: you keep him there, and you wait for a car to show up. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. Okay, let's keep going. Oh yeah, this shit. The practicing midwife, where a trans man, I assume, because there's the mastectomy scars, has given birth and is now holding up their black fist because Black Lives Matter, even though the child's white, and the mother who is a father, the mother who fathered the child. There we go. Because you can be a mother who fathers someone, because fathering is the act of impregnating somebody and being the father the sperm donor of the child. Well, mothering is like it's kind of strange because mother and father are like gendered positions, but the act of mothering and the act of fathering are actually things that you do, not that what you are. So yeah. This trans father has mothered a child. And Black Lives Matter, I guess. So this is on the cover of the Practicing Midwife. I don't know. The problem is, okay. Putting aside the obvious jokes, the problem is, when you're on male hormones like this, where you, enough to get like a beard and, you probably can't get pregnant.
You have to go off hormones to get pregnant.
But he has the beard though.
You still have to go off.
But the beard would be gone.
It'd be more patchy than gone. Because women can grow hair too because of that.
Wait, are you leaving?
Not yet.
Okay. I'll see you. I'll come see you when I'm done. Okay. I have to do this quickly because Naomi's leaving for work and I got to spend a little bit of time with her before she goes. So let's continue. Russia to criminalize comparing Stalin to Hitler. Ah, fuck you, Russia. Stalin and Hitler are the exact same goddamn thing. Yep. I agree with your suggestion, said Putin. God himself ordered us, probably, to include appropriate mechanisms to protect the very recent past. It's because the European Parliament has declared 23rd of August as a European Day of Remembrance for victims of Stalinism and Nazism. Should be Marxism and Nazism, to be honest, but okay. Still. This is dumb. Okay, listen to this motherfucker, guys. I love that this is a Twitter account called Libs of TikTok. Listen to this shit, all right? Listen to this shit.
You have to stop sleeping with Republicans. I'm looking at you, Emily, from University of Missouri. You're ACAB, you're BLM, but you're riding a dick under a Trump flag? Knock that off. They're all going to die out or start inbreeding anyway. No sleeping with Republicans.
Okay, this guy is trying to do a woke thing. You're not allowed to have sex with Republicans anymore, but he calls out one specific girl, and I'm pretty sure that he just wants to get in her pants. Here, Naomi, put this on and listen to these. Here, listen. Ready?
You have to stop sleeping with Republicans. I'm looking at you, Emily, from University of Missouri. You're ACAB, you're BLM, but you're riding a dick under a Trump flag? Knock that off. They're all going to die out or start inbreeding anyway. No sleeping with Republicans.
That sounds desperate as fuck. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck, dude. Fucking hell. We're raising our daughter gender neutral, but she only wants pink dresses. Where did we mess up? My husband and I have had a frequent disagreement on our 3-year-old and her love for dresses and all things pink. For the first 2 years of her life, she was constantly mistaken for a boy because she wore gender-neutral clothes. We direct her towards books and other media that do not represent traditional gender roles. We ask friends and family to refrain from commenting on her appearance and clothing, if they can help it, and to instead focus on skills or interests. However, our daughter adores the color pink, insists on wearing dresses, and is currently obsessed with accessories. I'm fine with this, though I hope it will be just a phase. After a few battles about wearing her sole pink dress when it was dirty, my daughter and I did some online shopping together. And she chose a few more dresses to order. All of them were pink, obviously. My husband isn't happy that I encourage her obsession by purchasing the dresses and letting her wear some of my old jewelry. He gets annoyed when dresses get tangled while climbing a rock or running and says that dresses and accessories aren't suitable for doing most things. I appreciate his commitment to raising our daughter without gender stereotypes, but I also want to encourage her to make her own choices. I feel like if we push back too hard on her love for dresses and jewelry, it will backfire and she will only become more obsessed. Signed, Pretty Annoyed with Pink. Holy fuck, dude. This is like
Wait, what's the reply?
Oh yeah, this a long reply where she basically just says, let her do it." But yeah, like this person's attitude seems to be just fucking ridiculous, doesn't it? What?
Pretty annoyed with Pink.
Yeah, I already said that. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's really funny though.
Yeah. Jesus. This reminds me. I posted on Twitter like a few weeks ago about like parents who have trans kids, right? And like their kids are like 4 or 6 or 8, and they're like, "I want to be a girl," and they're like, "Of course we'll support you, honey." And so they have these trans girls as kids. They're not taking hormones or anything. They're just dressing as the other gender. But then as soon as these kids say, "I don't think I'm trans. I think I just want to be a guy, like a regular boy," the parents are like, "Oh my god, where did we go wrong? How can we fix this? What's wrong?" And it's like, just support your kid. Okay, if it's actually about supporting your kid, and not about some woke ass bullshit or indoctrination. If it's actually about supporting your kid, you will support them when they say they're trans, and you will support them when they say they're cis. You won't try to keep them trans. Fuck, it's fucking disgusting, dude. All right, let's continue. Actually, you know what? I think I can find it. Here, just wait. Yeah, here it is. I posted it, or my friend posted it on their Twitter, since I'm not allowed on Twitter. You know, if it really were all about good parents accepting and supporting their kids, they would be supporting their decision to be cis too. So there's 2 posts here. My stepchild doesn't want to be transgender. He just wants to be a boy. He wants nothing to do with the community and doesn't believe that anyone can feel they're trans. There's people who really are trans, and other people who just need to get over traumas and are looking for attention. He's being very exclusive about it, and it's kind of taken me back. He doesn't even acknowledge gender fluid people. He believes there is male, female, non-binary, and two-spirited. I don't know how to respond to these conversations, as I am not the one that defines anything else but a cisgender woman. Do I just listen and nod my head? I feel like I'm being told 2 different things. I don't know what direction to go. I don't want to question him because he's transgender, but I don't want to question the whole community either. Help me. Listen. My stepchild doesn't want to be transgender. That's where the sentence stops. But down here she says, I don't want to question because he's transgender. Okay. Chase update. She has informed me she would rather stay a boy. I am confused and not sure how to take it. She told us when she was 4 years old that she wanted to be a girl. We supported her no matter what. Has anybody else experienced this? Like, fuck, dude. Just... If they decide they're trans, then it's probably a good idea to go along with it. All right? I know you guys disagree, but fine, we disagree. However, if after they said that, they decide they're cis, go along with it. Like, fuck. Fuck, dude. Like, not listening to a child when they say they're cis is straight up tantamount to child abuse. It is straight up tantamount to child abuse. Yiz, because woke bullshit is not liberalism, all right? Gender socialism is still socialism. Okay. I'm not a lawyer or anything. Remember this, Naomi? I'm not a lawyer or anything. But this feels like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Here's the cover of Resident Evil 2. Okay? The remake came out a few years ago. All right? Here's the cover of the new Walking Dead game. Okay? Now, do you see? You see how it might be the exact same fucking thing, but literally just with the Walking Dead logo and characters pasted on top of it? And if you don't think so, notice you can still see Claire's gun here in the background. You see this? Like, there's Claire holding her snub nose, and you can see it behind this person's gun. Like, here. Closer. Look at this. Look. They literally just put it on top and didn't even bother to Photoshop this out. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, dude. You guys fucked up. Yiz and Dragon Fat, you're actually both wrong. This is the difference between English liberalism and French liberalism, and I will do a video on describing their differences and why one of them leads to socialism and the other one doesn't. But we'll discuss that another time. The final article for today. Are you leaving, Naomi? Again? Bye. Bye. The final article for today. Ernie Gygax claims Wizards of the Coast acted like corporate raiders towards Dungeons & Dragons, criticizes current tabletop trend of pushing out players who do not follow modern trends. I've done several videos on just the slow decline of tabletop gaming. At least 2 of them, I think. This is kind of like a continuation of that. In promotion of his revival of the classic TSR Games Company, Ernest G. Gygax Jr., the son of renowned Dungeons & Dragons creator Gary Gygax, recently spoke out against both Wizards of the Coast's handling of the classic tabletop RPG brand and the rising community trend towards rejecting players who do not follow modern trends based on critical race and social justice theory. He appeared on Sci-Fi For Me TV's Live from the Bunker podcast to discuss his aforementioned revival of his father's original tabletop studio, known at the time of its 1973 establishment as Tactical Studies Rules, TSR Games. During his appearance, the veteran tabletop developer shared not only his future plans for the revitalized company, but also his thoughts on the current state of Dungeons & Dragons. Let's see. He said that Lake Geneva, which is where the original TSR Games was founded, in particular, and a lot of gaming in general, has gotten strip mined. He blames the strip mining not on the individuals who orchestrated the sale, but how Wizards of the Coast handled the D&D IP under its ownership. He compares the company to little more than rail barons and corporate raiders. Some of the ways of like overprinting on products with a high royalty rate with guaranteed royalties whether they sell or not. That reminds me of rail barons of the past, starting up a rail line, showing how wonderful it is, getting all the public to buy into it, when they start another line, and then sell off all the great stock of properties at very low cost to the new company, and then leave everyone else stranded. They just took, as all corporate raiders do, the treasures, and then tried to make them their own. He says, American Indians do the same thing. If they would wipe out another tribe many times, they would take the women and children and murder off everything else and leave that to make your tribe that much better. When asked by Hunt why he was creating a new incarnation of TSR rather than establishing a new company, he revived his father's company because TSR has been long gone. There's a ton of artists and game designers and people that play, and recently they were just for being old-fashioned, possibly anti-modern trends, and enforcing or even having the concept of gender identity. All I'm trying to do is fill in the strip mine, allow this old fertile soil to produce more games and products again. To that end, Gygax Jr. also noted that while he hoped TSR could cooperate with Wizards of the Coast, he was less than optimistic, given how the company just put out a big disclaimer recently trying to divorce themselves from the ethics and style of play that was involved in the origins of the game. They're basically trying to say, we're a better company and a better type of person than those who started playing. At least that's the impression that I got. Please switch over and be part of the new wave. Join the pack of lemmings. Oh yeah! And the problem is, my fighter returns antagonism for antagonism. So that's where we start getting into difficulties and how. So that's where we start getting into difficulties and how I'm having to throw up a protection from evil. So basically, he wants to make tabletop that is not social justice and gender communism infected. Okay, understood. Where's my thingy? There it is. All right, guys, that is all the articles I have for you today. If you want to financially support the channel, here's all the ways you can do it. If you want to join the $5 club, a $5 recurring donation at Patreon, Subscribestar, YouTube memberships, or my sub button on my Twitch channel, my gaming side channel, that'll all get you into the $5 club. You just link up your account with your Discord. If you give $100 US to my PayPal and then send me your receipt, I will put you in the $5 club for life. If you want to mail me junk that I can open on this stream, there's the P.O. box. As soon as I get like around 5 packages or so, I'll do a box opening stream. Now let us look over the super chats. Okay, here we go. Where's my super chat panel? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Super chats. Super chats. Monetization. Supers. Here we go. Okay. Crabo Nabietha for $5. Men and women are different, down to a core biological level. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. A student of history for $5. Being so woke, you tone police a woman's sexual interest, and being mad your kid doesn't want to be gender neutral and has chosen to be a girl. Yeah, fucking ridiculous, isn't it, dude? Fuck. Hold on. Yeah, I lost the chat for a minute. Let me just pull it up here. Here we go. Okay. Here's from Matapasta. Jesus, that was a quick bit of whistle, wasn't it? From Matapasta. I'd ask if this is Movie Bob, but he's not having kids. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. Book Muppet for $5. The gender neutral girl. She chose. Yes, she chose. She's a girl. Tosinko for $5. It's the red salute that should be demonized worse than the Roman salute. Yes, agreed. Another $5 from Matapasta. I should have the right to swear at a kid if I choose to. Yes. Fucking Chad yes on that one. Yes. Kibbs for $50. Thank you very much. Don't be late to the RP. You can actually... Okay, so guys, in 2 hours on Arch's new channel, the Archcast, I am playing with Arch and Kibbs and others. I'm playing an all Skaven tabletop campaign in the Warhammer universe. $2 for Shaker Silver. Looking into the Canadian online hate speech laws. Yes, but nothing I can put up just now. Carl, yeah. Regarding the Vosh exposed shit, I will have to look at it later, but I know you sent it. Thank you. A Kenrick for $5. Imagine being so self-absorbed that you think every white person will not only notice you, but be angry that you are there. Yeah, nobody gives a shit if like a black person's hanging out in like a traditional white space or whatever. Nobody fucking cares, dude. Nobody cares. Big Muppet for $5. I could be watching VTubers, and yet, well, if I like added animations to my character here, is that count as a VTuber? Student of history for $5. I'd like to introduce a new Olympic sport, fox tossing, reimagine, pedos and child abusers and teams of strongmen to see how high they fly. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Carismol for $5. Mom bashes child's head for the spoon. How many Casey Anthony's do we get that we don't know about? Depressing thought. Yeah, it's pretty rough, huh? $5. Airplay. Thanks for the shout out. I set the final goal at 69,420 US because there is only one person I ever want to literally interact with. You know, literally who? That's actually funny. Yeah. So guys, as I said at the start of the stream, Airplay, making the Gamergate documentary. Check them out. If you feel like you want to see that project come to fruition, toss them a few bucks, okay? I don't mind if you donate to them instead of me this one time. Let's keep going here. Coronavirus for $2. Yo, Mr. Otaku, Gibbs Uniterm Cupcake. I'm a gay. I've unironically, Aiden, you and I talked about this on Adam's stream on Thursday. I've seen a lot of biphobia like floating around the left recently, more so than ever before. And I know Aiden, you're bi and I'm bi, so yeah, like there's a lot of it where it's like you guys aren't really part of Pride, and it's like, by the way, don't divorce the T from the LGB. It's like, shut the fuck up, shut up. You're doing the same goddamn thing. Blood on the Blade for $2. Thoughts on the WEF and the fascist Klaus Schwab? I don't know what that is, but thank you for the donation. Pure Stress $2. Didn't Subway have carcinogens in their bread? Probably. Yeah. C1733 for $5. Cyberpunk 2077 meme. Yeah, that's the Subway thing. Yeah, man. Thank you. Coronavirus for $2. Shavings are probably from cheap aluminum foil. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like it breaks off a little bit. Yeah. Mervinu for $5. I'm 20 minutes late. See you in the future. Thanks for everything. Hope we can do more, good sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the support. Emperor Creatine for $5. Turns out that the Lego Capitol building still wasn't even constructed. It was still in the box when seized. Oh yeah, I remember that. They were like, this guy has a Lego Capitol model, so he was using it to plan out his attack on the Capitol on January 6th. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking glowies. All right. Oversized Trash Panda for $5. Why do I think the Surfs documentary is just going to be Lance reading the Wikipedia Lance reading the Wikipedia article? Yeah, because Lance is kind of a dim bulb. This is another thing I was talking to Aiden about on Adam's stream, is that all of the bread tubers are like extremely toxic people. Very bad faith. Very like just like nasty to people. You know, they're very exclusionary. They're just like they're actually awful individuals. Like people that you would not want to hang around with in a non-political setting. They're just terrible human beings. Except for Lance. Lance is extremely kind. He's very kind, but he also is one of the worst liars I've ever seen online. He's like, it's ridiculous. I mean, maybe it's just the Canadian in him, you know? Like, who knows? Red Sings the Blues for $5. Donation. SFO sent you an email DM review. Hope you can schedule that. Last video was amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just remind me because I lose it. Amusement parks, $5 about the Minecraft stream last night. I think we're now. I think I've said all these. Hold on, not completely. Steven Kizek, you want to buy a superior mic? He's gonna want a subwoofer. Probably not though. No sub. Mana Yud Sushai for $2. What makes one an NPC? How can you tell? Controvoice isn't a bread tuber. She's just like a lefty tuber. What makes one an NPC? How can you tell? Like if they're running on autopilot when they're trying to tell you something that they should really have their brain engaged for, like some kind of serious like treatise on a topic. Because everyone runs on autopilot sometimes. Sometimes you're just like, I'm going to the fridge, get some food. Like you're not really thinking hard, right? But if you're engaged in an intellectual topic and you can't be bothered to like think about it while you're doing it, you're probably an NPC. And I think every other donation I've talked about, I talked about it at the start of the show. So thanks very much, guys. I think that's it. Let me just do one final refresh. Yes, that is all the donations. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. In 2 hours, I'm on Arch's channel. I'll be streaming the Skaven RP. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. You know, sometimes Adam and Sitch have me on their show, sometimes not. I don't usually stream on Game Boomers on Sunday nights. So I'll be streaming probably some Mass Effect 3 tomorrow night with Naomi on Game Boomers, and I'll do a new SFO video tomorrow as well. 2 more super chats right at the end. I'll answer these and I'll go. Kraubnabitha for 5. I don't want to be part of the LGBT. I just want to be myself and to be left alone. I'm bi. I don't want some wokey virgin. Exactly. I feel the exact same way. I'm not LGBT. I'm bi. And that has nothing to do with my personality. It is... Okay. Me being bi has a less of an impact on my personality than me being a gamer. So, fuck it. Chris Simpson for $5. Just learned from my sister's Instagram story that she supports CRT. I knew she was brainwashed from college. I didn't know she was this far gone. Yeah, honestly, the best thing you can do is be polite but firm when you're dealing with that kind of thing, you know? Like, maybe they won't want to talk to you anymore. Maybe you won't want to talk to them anymore. But, like, don't keep the peace by agreeing with them politically. Like, don't bring it up all the time. Don't just be that asshole who only talks about politics. But if it comes up, just make sure to politely but firmly stand your ground. That's all you can do. Politely but firmly stand your ground and have good arguments, basically. Okay, I'm getting out of here, guys. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in Arch's channel in a couple hours. I will have fun with Naomi Meet the Galaxy. And I will see you soon. Have a good day. I love you.